Fuck daylight savings time.
Why? I love it.
Why? You want to come home from work at 4:30 and it's pitch black out?
Whatever.
What do you mean, whatever?
Makes me feel jolly inside.
How?
Yo, I've been waking up at 6 a.m.
Blackness makes you feel jolly inside?
Sometimes.
You sick fuck. You are going to heck.
I am, and I was going to heck on the way here because somebody got in a pretty bad accident, a pretty bad fender bender, but I thought they just had some issues with the car and put the hazards on, and I basically cut across 3 lanes to get into the express lanes and flicked this guy off because he was pulled over.
Wow, yeah, you're going to heck.
Yeah, I didn't understand the dire situation that was at hand, I guess.
No, and, so you've just been played by, that's like every single person behind that accident is always like, who's the asshole who fucked up their car and is making me 20 minutes late back to home? And then you drive past and the guy's arm is off and be like, ugh.
Actually, last night I was trying to go pick Eric up from the train and somebody was in one of the lanes at a stoplight where you could easily push your car off of the main. We were on Harlem Avenue. Mm-hmm. You could easily push your car off onto the side. And I was like, I could stop and help this guy push his car.
But you didn't.
Well, the last time I did that, the last time I pulled over and tried to do that, it was a woman. And she was also in the middle of Harlem Avenue in a different block. And I literally, I drove past and I was like, okay, not to judge, but it was a young woman who looked like she needed help. Mm-hmm. Like she probably didn't know what to do. So I literally turned around on a busy highway, turned around and parked in a parking lot and walked to go. And I walked up to her and I knocked on her window and I'm like, hi, I'm not going to hurt you. Just can I help you? Can I help you get your car out of the way? Literally, that's what her response was.
Really?
It was like, no, I'm fine. And she wouldn't roll her window. I'm like, I'm just fucking trying to help you. Do I look like a rapist? Come on. So now I will never help anybody ever again.
You probably looked a little rapey, to be honest.
Well, you know what?
You just have a fuck you face in general. You're just always scorning somebody. So that's why she probably was like, oh my God, who's this behemoth? I can't go anywhere.
I can't help what my face looks like. It's like how you can't help that you're ugly.
Exactly.
Well, she saw you pull over in that obnoxious blue Jeep probably and was like, oh my God, who is this fucking 6'7" guy coming this way?
I'm sorry.
Oh, look at this douche.
Super tight tank top. Was this during the summer?
It was the middle of winter, actually.
Still working.
Still tank top.
Was not in a tank top. Was in a hoodie.
Have you guys heard my podcast? I'm just kidding.
Rolled on your window.
Anyways, I'm going to heck because I tried to help somebody once and they wouldn't take my help, and now I'll never offer my help again.
Oh my God.
That seems fair. It's a fair burn. Like, you went out of your way to go help this obviously distressed person. I would be like, yeah, fuck people from now on. That's a fair assessment of humans after that.
I just I don't know, honestly, and I know you guys are going to make fun of me. Like, did I do something wrong? In my approaching of this car, I know that I only have the way that I saw it, but I don't feel like I did anything. Like I parked a block away and I walked to try to help this woman, and she was just like, "Fuck you."
Maybe she had somebody on the way, and
she probably saw you walking towards her for a minute straight, just with dead eyes staring at the car, and she was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
I can't help the way that my face is. Brick is dying.
Oh my God.
I think I'm pretty sure he's trying to smoke a bowl. I can't tell.
What happened, Brick? Okay. Oh my God. Can you just leave Colorado? You were just turning into a bad
Your life is falling apart.
No, I was choking on my beer because what you said, Mark. Smithers just walking dead eye in the wintertime like a fucking that was very bad timing on that.
You need to get a car jack if your tire's low. Just yelling at her. She's like, I don't
done it for her.
I don't even know what's wrong with my car. It just shut down. He's like, you got any cables in there? Cables in the
You're gonna get out, and I'm gonna teach you how to do this. You're gonna do it yourself now.
I was trying to help her. God damn it! This is what I get for trying to be a good person.
That was funny. I'd rather just go to hell straight up. fuck it after that, right?
News to us. Into some news.
All right, you guys want to talk about some trailers?
Yeah, that was a hoot, though. That was a hoot. That was a good one, Mark.
Trailers been pissing me off lately, and it's the spirit of giving, and I'm pissed.
Is it because
They're giving us nothing? They're giving us shit.
really you're going to look
It's
at
actually the
Nicolas
spirit
Cage
of
trailer?
thanks.
Okay, I forgot about that one.
You're going
All
to look
right,
at this Nicolas Cage trailer and you're going to say they're giving you shit.
That is the only joy in my
Because
life right now.
for the next 5 years, every week, we're going to get a trailer where Nicolas Cage is coming out screaming like a psychopath. And
At
it's gonna be
colors.
some ridiculous thing you've never heard of. But it's just a surprise every week.
And Tommy Chong's in it, Brick. Or Timmy Chong. Tommy
It's
Chong.
Tommy Chong. Yeah.
Timmy Chong. I know it's not Timmy Chong. Just did that to piss you off. Tommy Chong, though,
Did
Brick.
not know that.
Brick, Colorado, dude. Colorado.
Yo. I have never seen Cheech and Chong.
What
Wow.
the fuck, man?
Isn't it like
They're
a cult
disgrace to
comic?
stoners everywhere.
Wow, dude. Wow.
I admit to movies I haven't seen, but
Considering, well, we'll get to that later, but I'm sure you won't. Anyways, Nick Cage is in this horror movie from the producers of Mandy, so you know it's going to be good.
Ooh, it's going to be real good.
It's funny because the color scheme looks a lot like the one from Mandy. Like it's just that
all red.
blue that we use in our logo. Actually,
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing. It's what
That's why we use it.
shit. What do you call Pantone? What Pantone is that, Mark?
I don't know. Like-
Sepia.
Sepia?
Yeah.
No,
Scorpio.
definitely not. Okay.
Libra, dude, obviously.
Pantones are numbers, sure. This movie's about evil colors or something.
I would love someone to like remake this into Nicolas Cage literally shouting at colors and clouds. Just that's the movie. He's a crazy guy.
Well, you could just like follow him around Hollywood, and that's what he's doing.
I would watch that. Would you watch that? Just some guy films Nicolas Cage everywhere he goes, and he just gets pissed.
I would watch Nicolas Cage take a nap.
All right, I'm predicting the movie right here. The colors are based off if they're bad or good. So I'll just make something up. I don't know what the colors are going to be specifically.
Hang on, no.
Listen.
Bad colors, your hat.
Okay.
Good colors, everything else.
Let's go, dude. All right. Let's say the bad color is a neon green yellow, whatever this is.
Sure.
That wouldn't work because then he'd shoot a construction worker. Basically what I'm saying is Nick Cage is going to be like shooting all these colors. I don't know what they are, like some
It's like purple. It's some kind of purple
extraterrestrial
shit.
being.
Yeah,
I have no idea. Anyways, he's going to be shooting the bad colors, but his dumbass son decides to wear that shirt color one day, and he like turns around and fucking shoots him with a shotgun. You took my son, and shoots.
But the kicker there is his son was colorblind, so he didn't put the right color on.
Okay, yeah, his son was colorblind.
Yep,
There we go.
yep. Remy is grumbling at this. He does not approve.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that is an approval grumble. And I know Remy's grumbles. He's a
really
young
good
grumble
still.
Stiltskin.
He is a grumble stiltskin. Okay, let's talk about the Invisible Pervert, aka the Invisible Man.
Oh, this looked bad.
This
Looked
a
awesome.
Blumhouse
What are you
movie
talking about?
starring Elizabeth Moss. Brick, you sound like you're into this, so why don't you go ahead and discuss?
Yo, so this is what happened. It's Elon Musk is super rich, falls in love with this girl. She breaks his heart, so he figures out how to become invisible and tortures her like a psychopath, insane psychopath. I think it looks like a cool take on the original horror. It's a new original horror concept in terms of like paranormal activity. You kind of have like that. Look, if a knife falls in your room, you don't really think of anything about it. But when there's the invisible man concept of it, you're just like, there's always someone here, and you never know if he's there. It's like it's just a crazy, weird, eerie feeling, I feel. And I got that from the trailer. And I love Elizabeth Moss. She's a great actress. She looked like she lost her marbles there in the trailer, and I was all for it.
Somehow, an Invisible Man is still more likely than ghosts being real.
Ghosts are real.
Dude, you just don't have enough shine.
Yeah.
Mark and I have too much shine. You don't have enough shine, old ass.
Yeah. I don't know. This is supposed to be a part of the quote unquote Universal Dark Universe. Like, you remember we saw the Mummy with Tom Cruise?
Dude, this is literally John
Really?
Tucker Must Die. If John Tucker actually died and he came back invisible and just was fucking up his old ex-girlfriends.
Okay.
This is it.
That's it?
It's what it is.
This looks terrible.
And it's Elizabeth Moss, right?
Yeah. Dude, chill.
Like, first of all, what bothered me is at the end, she does the whole, why would you guys believe me thing? Fucking throw some water or a fucking sheet on the dude.
Get some white paint.
Right off the bat.
A cup of white paint.
Throw something on him, you know, and be like, friend, he's right here. He exists. And then you can fucking get it on video on your fucking smartphone because it's 2019. And there it is. And you show the cops that.
They show his butt groove on a chair.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with this. I'm done with this movie.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing it.
It would be funny if like they just in the very beginning, they're just like, yeah, you're soft. Yeah, like, yeah, well, this invisible suit didn't work out that well. No, I'm just invisible. Can't reverse it. Fuck.
Do something.
This is the best video content that we've ever produced.
Is it?
Yes.
Remy? Kinda cute. All right.
Okay. Let's talk about Soul, which is the next, I guess, upcoming Pixar movie.
When they were like from the makers of, or whatever, the writers of Up.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to make me
So it's going to be terribly depressing. And then they show a dead guy. Mm-hmm. So yes, actually, Jamie Foxx is a ghost who I guess has musical talent.
He looks like he's got soul, if you will.
Okay. Is there anyone in acting right now who is more talented than Jamie Foxx? Just like on every level. Super handsome. He's a great actor. He can sing and play music. Remember how good we thought?
I feel like John Legend could be getting up to his potential. He's
John Mayer?
in enough movies yet.
He doesn't really act though.
What about John Mayer?
Timberlake, but he doesn't really act anymore either.
Yeah. John Legend can act though. He was in La La Land. He was pretty good in that movie. He just needs more
He was
roles.
in Between Two Ferns.
Oh, I didn't see that yet.
You should watch. Brick, you saw that.
Yeah, I was on mushrooms and I could not stop yelling at the TV. It was hilarious.
You were so Colorado, bro.
You're so Colorado, bro.
I'm wearing a CU hat for all the listeners that can't see my hat wear.
I just think that Jamie Foxx is so talented that I'll watch pretty much anything that he does, especially when
Sleepless
are in there. Mm-hmm. How can you not be into that?
Sleepless.
That was not his fault. He was not bad. At the movie was just bad.
That movie and writing was very bad.
Like, do you agree with me when I say that Sleepless, like his performance wasn't the problem with that movie? It was just a shitty movie.
Mm-hmm. It was a really bad movie.
Okay.
Is Sleeper an all-time top 3 worst movie of all time, or
Sleepless or Sleeper?
What the Jamie Foxx movie that you guys hated?
It is not a top 3 worst movie of all time.
Okay.
Was it worse
Mark?
than Trolls 2?
Depends on how you look at Trolls 2.
The answer is always no.
It's a cult classic.
It wasn't.
God mode.
I would rather go see, if I had to go to a theater, I would rather go see Sleepless again than go sit through Midsummer again.
Wow. Ari Aster, though?
Just because I know that Sleepless was only an hour and a half long.
Yeah, and
And Midsummer was 3 fucking hours.
Super fucked up.
Yeah. And also I don't have to see somebody's lungs outside of their body.
Yeah, it was gross.
No,
right.
this movie is going to be exact. It's going to be the opposite of Up. It's probably going to make me cry in the last. It's not down, but it's going to make me cry in the last 10 minutes.
Nice.
As opposed to.
Yeah, I'm going to cry too.
If you don't cry in a Pixar movie, you're going to heck.
You have no soul. Pun
I
intended.
didn't cry in Toy Story 4.
Yeah, it didn't have the same heartstring tug that Toy Story 3 did.
Mm-hmm. That was fucked up. That was like, is this happening right now?
Yeah, pretty much. You will cry in Toy Story 5, though.
Why?
Because it's going to happen.
Woody's a stripper.
What?
All right.
Woody's a stripper on the parking lot now. He's like lost his mind, and they got to save him from being a life of prostitution, where he gives his stuffing out.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Tenet. This is a Christopher Nolan movie, and this supposed secretive trailer was leaked a few days ago, earlier this week, and the studio's already gone and wiped it from the internet.
Oh my God.
You saw this trailer, right?
Oh my God.
You saw
In
it before
theaters.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Okay. So then it was on the internet for like 30 minutes, and now it's all gone
It
again.
wasn't really a trailer. It was like a teaser trailer. Of
It's John David Washington, and like there's a bullet hole and
there's some music.
some time stuff that happens. I saw it, but I guess my question is, why are they releasing it and then unreleasing it? Like, what is the end goal here? Is just to raise interest, right?
I had no idea that even happened. So maybe it's just them being like, oh, we fucked something up.
I was out of town the week that you guys did Hobbs and Shaw. So that's the only reason I was on top of this. Is like I got an alert that said Tenet trailer released. So this was the first chance I had to see it. So I go to see it, and then I kind of see the cast, like John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Aaron Taylor Johnson, kind of good. Yeah. Also, you've got Christopher Nolan, obviously, who's writing, directing.
Why did I not recognize two of the three names there?
It's about time traveling spies.
So it's Inception.
Robert Pattinson, and who are the other two? Who are the other two people? What are they in?
John David Washington is Denzel Washington's son, and he's in.
Oh, okay. Ballers. The receiver.
Johnson was Quicksilver.
Oh, okay. And so, wasn't he also in American Horror Story?
I don't know. I've never seen that show.
Oh, really? First season was really good.
What a selling point. So anyways, what the fuck should we think about this? Like, why are they postponing this for a movie that is coming out in June of 2020? So we're not that far away, really. Mm-hmm. We're about 8 months out, probably 7. This is a marketing ploy, right?
I don't think so. I think they actually fuck something up that they're trying to fix and then re-release the trailer.
You think
it's hard to fuck something up like that? I feel
is going to admit that he fucked something up.
Or maybe he showed that something was shown. He didn't fuck it up. Maybe the people that were cutting up this trailer. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they put something in there he didn't want in there. I don't know.
All right.
That's actually a pretty good take, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hot take, but
I just think they would have.
It's a hot take,
I don't think
for sure.
Enough marketing with this trailer dropping to do that. Like, I wasn't seeing billboards or anything. I had no idea it even dropped. Like, I'm on comicbook.com and Nerdist and Vulture and Variety all day, and I didn't even know it dropped. So I think they would have done a little bit better of pushing it the marketing direction and making it known like, hey, this is coming out.
So you think that part was an accident?
I think it was an accident for that reason.
Wasn't an accident when they released it with Hobbs and Shaw, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was an accident too.
You think they accidentally put it in front of Hobbs and Shaw?
Wasn't that just a teaser, though?
Well, when you send it out,
trailer or a teaser,
send it out, you can't take it back, right? The way movies are set up, like it's part of the movie. The previews are part of the movie, right?
I have a really hard time believing that could.
So do I.
Have been an accident.
In the digital age, they don't have it all in the film. Like,
I don't know. I have no idea. All right, I have no idea, but that's what Christopher Nolan wants
to say, Mike. Okay.
To know is nothing.
Let's just move on. News proper. So TV Guide is reporting that the Toronto councillor John Fillion has asked the guys who are filming The Boys, one of our favorite TV shows of 2019, to find a new location for a violent scene initially set to film in Mel Lastman Square. So apparently there was a very real actual attack that happened in this area. So I get this. I get wanting to move that out of there. But they give us a description of the scene in which it depicts one of the rogue superheroes attacking a crowd of like 500 people while spraying a quote unquote considerable amount of fake blood. The real story here is that they're doing a super bloody scene in season 2, and this is coming out in mid 2020.
I'm not surprised by that, though. This is a over-the-top, gory superhero type series.
Yes. So I totally understand the city councilor being like, we don't want you to do that in downtown of our fucking city. But also,
hey, sorry, bud, we don't want you spraying fake blood everywhere. It's gonna be a mess. We don't want that. Sorry, but it's Toronto.
But also,
isn't that a Minnesota accent?
I mean, they're pretty much the same thing.
One and the same?
Yeah. One and the same, eh?
You do it really good, man.
Sorry.
You sound like someone from San Diego with that one.
But sure. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. But the entire
don't you know?
Purpose of me bringing this up is like Carl Urban was posting on his Instagram earlier this week, like, "Hey, I'm done filming. Season 2 is coming mid 2020." Like, I can't think of a I am hard pressed to think of a show that I'm more excited for another season of. Rick and Morty is coming this Sunday. Still probably more excited for The Boys.
Let's speculate about this scene a little bit. What do you think is causing this scene to happen?
So, based on the description,
You say 50 or 500 civilians?
450.
Okay.
so one of the rogue superheroes. Let's say it's probably.
I would imagine it's one of their supervillain tested that got to America finally.
It's
One of the supervillain terrorists?
hero, so maybe it is. I would say maybe this is, I don't know.
Is it a current rogue superhero as of season 1, or is this a newly rogue superhero as of season 2?
I don't know. The only thing we can do right now is guess. I'm guessing it's not Homelander because Homelander would just murder everybody.
I'm guessing it's who's the speedy guy? What's his name? I'm guessing he is just juicing up ungodly amounts of
Could be.
whatever that serum
Well,
is
he got
he's
stabbed
using.
in the leg at the end of the season. Spoilers, but
But he's
A-Train.
doing that to get back, maybe,
Yeah, A-Train.
and he's just going downhill. And maybe some type of tabloid came out, and people are telling him he's a piece of shit, and something happens, and he's just going ape shit on everyone.
Well, I guess we don't want to spoil it then. Right.
I know it's a really short news week. Is that we're speculating wildly about a TV show that's not going to come out for another 8 months.
This is also the third speculation we've had today. Like the third
kinda
made up plot for a movie. I like it though. Let's keep going.
I speculate that your butthole will get ruined this week, Brick.
Why?
Yeah. I got it. Well, you got to fill me in. Pun intended. Let's go. You can't leave me hanging here. All right, let's go.
Well, Brick, somebody's going to fill you in.
Maybe it's
Moving
John
on.
Fillion, the guy who
Stranger
talked about earlier.
Things Season 4 premiere is officially titled Chapter 1, The Hellfire Club. So this is not the first time that they've referenced X-Men comics.
When was
Nice
the first
pun.
In season 1, one of the bets that they had was actually about that comic right there, where Dark Phoenix is basically killing the entire main X-Men squad.
All right. Well, for the people that can't see what you're pointing at, what's the title of it?
Their comics don't really do titles, and I can't remember the number. It's,
Okay.
I think 189 or 89. It's the Dark Phoenix saga from the mid 80s.
Okay.
Quintessential Stranger Things.
Just so you know, your answer passed for me, and I'm a super nerd, but I mean,
can
regular people
make
just
the
assumed
number
you're
up and be
right.
Like, yep, totally, that checks out.
800
Exactly.
of the first version.
Issue 326.
Exactly, dude. Just
Dick out.
make it up. Hilarious.
Yeah. Mark, you posted on the Instagram this week the first images for the upcoming movie Scoob.
I am so excited for this.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
My childhood. This is morning cartoons and nighttime cartoons for life. I grew up with this shit, dude. That's why.
Zoinks.
And I like this DreamWorks type animation stuff. I actually liked Megamind.
Megamind was awesome.
Those one-off movies like that
Yeah.
DreamWorks comes out with, and they don't get appreciated like Pixar movies do.
Rick, what are your thoughts on Scoob?
It looks good. I mean, I like Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is great. Solve mysteries.
Wait, it's Warner
Van.
Brothers is DreamWorks?
I think Warner Brothers owns DreamWorks.
Okay. That's what I mean. Okay.
I bring me back Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, or else I don't care.
You know what movie is classically great is one of the animated Scooby-Doo movies. I know they came out with a shit ton, but this was like, I think it was in theaters with the Zombie Island. Was it Zombie Island?
That might actually be the name of
Where they tried unmasking the zombie and then realized
It's
they're
just
actually
a zombie.
legitimate zombies.
Yeah.
Zoinks!
Whoops.
Scooby-Doo, Zombie Island. Scooby-Doo, Return to Zombie Island.
I just feel like they haven't made a good Scooby-Doo anything cartoon show movie in 30 years.
Well, they haven't touched the cartoons in a while, right? Besides the
I
old.
don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure they've remade some.
Okay.
They've done a couple of the different ones.
Bring back the Harlem Globetrotters or something.
Hell yes.
I don't know. Do something different. And they got rid of Fred's ascot. Like, what is Fred's neck is going to be so cold.
Fred's all about the ascot.
That's it.
I don't know. I'm
That's
excited
it?
for this movie. I don't know what you want me to say. I already expressed my excitement for it. It's. I think
We've talked enough Scooby-Doo.
I'm glad they're not doing a live action of this.
It is visually pleasing, but also bring back Matthew Lillard.
Okay. But that was the Shaggy dude, right?
Yes.
You like that guy?
I did.
He was okay.
For the week where it was popular to make the memes where he was just like a superhero and could crush anybody.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. That's all I have to say about that.
Shaggy makes a mean sandwich. I'll give him that. As a sandwich expert myself, I got to give him credit. He is due.
What do you think about chips on a sandwich, Brick?
It's fantastic.
Great.
Gives you a crunch.
I respect you a little bit more. Just a little bit. Not much, though.
White girls rejoice because in the comments section of an Instagram post, Sarah Jessica Parker, that Bette Midler, and Kathy and Jimmy have agreed to a sequel for Hocus Pocus.
Wow, Kelly's
Did you
gonna
Yes, queen.
Kelly's gonna lose her shit. She actually wasn't as excited for it. She knows how sequels can be when they're like 30 years later. Well, this isn't 30.
Yeah, I was going
Sorry.
to say we're about to talk about Dr.
This
Sleep.
is like
so.
15 years later, right? I think.
It's probably 20 years,
Okay.
right? That was probably like 2000, 90.
Just 2011.
Hocus
In Dr. Sleep?
2011.
Oh, no. Hocus Pocus was
2005.
probably 2003.
2005.
Might even be a 1999 movie. Quietly,
1993?
93. Holy
fuck?
shit.
Damn, we're idiots. Oh my God. All the basic bitches right now listening,
I was closest.
aka none, are just
So we
pissed.
are 26 years later, actually. Wow, I never would have guessed that. But
Actually,
anyways,
Kelly would be super upset with me. I have watched this because she watches it every time it's on TV, no matter what time of year it is.
You could always be doing something else. You just get caught up in Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
You could do something else. You just choose to sit down and watch Sarah Jessica Parker do some magic.
No, it's always she always turns it on where they're in Satan's house when they're trick or treating, and I love that scene. It's a great scene. It's
and
kinda
they're
funny.
like, oh, hey.
It's great. It's
Yeah,
just a good movie.
light
Let's
comes
go.
on, they think she's Medusa or whatever. Yeah, it's a great scene.
Fair. Okay. Mark, I'm going to defer to you on this, but Andy Serkis and Colin Farrell could be Batman's new Alfred and Penguin.
Yeah, in talks. Yeah,
I'm taking all of this forever with a grain of salt because we reported for a long time that
as you should.
Jonah Hill was going to be the Penguin or the Riddler or whatever. What the fuck is going on here?
Why Colin Farrell?
I'm fine with Paul. I'm actually happy Paul Dano is playing the Riddler and getting a chance to take on a role like that. Colin Farrell and Serkis, I think a lot of people, I posted that and I was pretty on point with when they released that news to when I posted on Instagram, and people were like, yo, dude, you have it mixed up. Like they legitimately thought that Serkis was Penguin, which makes sense because I think Boss Logic
He did.
has,
Yep.
he speculated that possibly Andy Serkis could play the Penguin.
Do you have to define speculation for Brick?
Yeah. Why'd you point that out?
No, I'm just saying speculation because we're speculating. This
No,
is a speculating
I get
podcast.
it.
I thought it was a vocab thing we've been doing.
No,
He
it's not.
speculated because I'm an idiot.
Any fancy words.
We just. It's funny me and Smithers both thought the same thing.
I guess I'm kind of just at the point where I don't trust anything that comes out about any of these movies. And I have no reason to, because until they actually put together a trailer for this movie,
Yeah.
I don't even believe that it's actually happening.
I think it's going to happen.
I can't wait for the day when our stupid movie trailers just accidentally come into movies. Someone just takes the idea. They're just all gonna. It's dumb.
Can you imagine the day that one of our quotes gets on a movie trailer
Wow.
where it's like, this movie doesn't look like it's going to blow dicks? It's
The Chumpcast.
we can put like the flowers, like at the Toronto International Film Festival flowers, like around.
Yeah. Too many
quote.
diddlers, 2 thumbs down.
Not enough diddlers, 2 thumbs down. Fair enough. The overwhelming quote tweet for this was that Colin Farrell was just going to end up revealing that he was Johnny Depp the whole time at the end of this movie.
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny, but also,
yeah,
if that fucking happens again in any movie I ever see, I'm going to be very upset. Just almost as upset as I was when I watched Fantastic Beasts for the first time.
Did they announce a Fantastic Beasts 3 yet?
They have.
They have.
I mean, we knew it was coming anyways,
Yeah.
and just it's a universe that has infinite money because J.K. Rowling is a literal billionaire. I don't know what else to say about it. Like the first 2 of these have not been very good.
Yeah. Quite a cliffhanger in the last one, though.
Was it?
2.
I mean,
was McGonagall hot? I can't remember. Was she kind of hot?
Kinda.
Was she hot, Brick? Do you remember?
You mean old ass Maggie Smith or?
No, not that one.
know.
No, not the Sorcerer's
No, you
Stone
probably are just
McGonagall.
thinking of Zoe Kravitz.
Ooh,
She was in the second one.
she was in it, and she's a full
I
smoke.
know
Yep.
McGonagall was in one of the later scenes.
Yes. I don't remember.
I would sniff her steam.
I'm gonna have to
Dr.
go to
Steam.
Erica for this one.
Erica never saw these.
What?
She-
Really? Isn't she big Harry Potter?
In the first 7 books, 8 movies. So
She's not interested in the lore.
the lore
Nice.
doesn't bring her in, I guess.
Ding.
I don't know.
Or she's just a quitter.
Hey, you want to get up and get me a beer?
Yeah, I'll get you beer.
Since this dog is asleep on me and you can't pontificate.
Ah, fuck you. God damn it. I was about to use it. You motherfucker.
You would have used it wrong anyways.
He's like,
Superfluous.
would you mind pontificating?
Rick,
Like
here's
what?
your word of the week. Superfluous. And the answer is Mark. He is duplicative, useless.
Why am I duplicative?
We just don't need you. Thank you.
You need triplicative of me. You need
Triplicative?
you need 3
Triplicative.
of me.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a thing.
You need 3 of me.
Carry the story on, Jeeves. Next set of news, please.
Onward, onward.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge skank, terrible, but thank you.
Brick, I grant you the floor.
I have got to give it to the guy whose name is going to be called Christian Genius Billionaire Kanye West, because apparently he's changing his name to just that.
Shout out
and
to best kind of people.
apparently he's moving his entire operation to Cody, Wyoming, which is beautiful and a fantastic move on their part as well. So shout out to Christian Genius Billionaire Kanye West. Future, that's going to be your name.
That can't be real, right?
That can't be real. I went over and asked Neil. I was like, yo, he's my roommate. I was like, yo, did you hear about
showed him my
this
phone.
guy who's going to change his name? He goes, you mean Christian Genius Billionaire Kanye West? He's like, yeah, I did. I heard about that. I was like, okay, well, wow. I guess that's, even if it's not fake news, it's amazing.
Doesn't a judge have to approve you changing your name legally?
I guess.
Who the fuck is he convincing?
I don't know. Maybe he's paying him off.
What judge is he going to that's like, the judge is like, no, you're definitely not wasting my time, Kanye.
I don't know. Maybe just find someone corrupt in a corrupt city. Maybe come back to your home city.
Oh, he's for sure.
The Jewish one, he's going for the Christian billionaire.
So he's going to a Jewish judge, as you're suggesting?
Yeah. What does he care?
Okay, that definitely makes sense. Mark, who's your best man alive?
Have you guys heard of like all the rattle that this new term for baby boomers is causing?
Okay, boomer.
They're getting called boomers and freaking out. I just thought that was funny because
It's hilarious.
It's just blowing up on Twitter and people are actually fucking raged out right now. Just hating that term.
People are just mad about everything.
Anyways, I actually feel bad with the younger generation that didn't get to experience when Jackass was actually on television on MTV.
Okay.
Oh my God.
My best man alive goes to Brad Pitt, because obviously he's a pretty solid dude. You hear about stories with him fucking telling Weinstein to fuck off and all of that. But anyways, I've completely forgot there was a skit on Jackass. Do you remember this? Where Brad Pitt was in line for something. It actually looked like he was at a hot dog stand, and this skit was titled kidnap Brad Pitt. And literally, he was obviously in on this. And they pulled up in a van. And they're like, oh, my God, that's Brad Pitt. Dude, Brad Pitt, we love your work. And everyone started to realize, like, oh, shit, Brad Pitt's right there. And they all jump out of this van and fucking grab him. And Brad Pitt is screaming at the top of his lungs, like completely playing this off. And they throw him in this van and drive away. And this guy with the camera is like, did you see that? Did you see what happened? And some guy's like, he literally said, Brad Pitt just got kidnapped. And I just thought that was hilarious. And then when he was in the van, they're all laughing and shit. And I forget who it was. Who's the fat guy that always throws up?
Ryan Preston.
I think it was Ryan Preston. He's like, God, Brad Pitt, you're a really good actor. Just said I don't know.
Yes.
I might go home tonight and just rewatch a bunch of Jackass shit because I forgot about a bunch of skits they used to do.
Yo, I'm looking that up immediately after this, and then I'm watching that, and that's gonna be amazing. I can't wait, dude. That's hilarious.
You know when old videos just resurface on Twitter and people just keep reposting it and retweeting it and shit, and you're like, this is great. This is why internet exists.
What did I send out in the Discord last night? The Quiznos subs commercial from the early 2000s.
Worst marketing of all time.
Wasn't it like a hand or something talking?
I don't have any idea what it is, but it's terrible and it won't leave my dreams and it's really upsetting.
I kind of miss the honey bacon club though.
No, dude, their meatball sandwich was where it's at.
Meatball sub.
Yeah, I
whatever.
I could never see a Quiznos ever again and be fine with it.
You have some scar tissue from that.
Somebody was rumping with your dumper.
Yeah, that commercial was my fucking manager. That commercial, it wasn't a hand puppet. That was my manager. She was just singing in the fucking commercial.
Oh my God!
Wow,
cool. Yeah.
All right, Brick, you're the history buff on this show, right?
But yeah, apparently.
So what if I told you about someone who was originally born in Germany?
Oh, that's
great.
Okay.
It can't be Hitler because he wasn't.
Then they emigrated to Buenos Aires.
Big history guy. Magellan? Is it Magellan?
No, it seems like a German officer, I would imagine, because that's where a lot of them escaped from Germany and persecution after the war.
But then, after that,
Charlie Chaplin.
They made their way to Florida.
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
What if I told you... what if I mentioned like Project Paperclip?
Seth Rogen. Paper Planes. No, I don't know.
Hasselhoff.
Not close. Operation Paperclip was we brought the Nazis over to build us a rocket to go to space.
Goebel?
Gables. That's not even close. He definitely was a Nazi officer who we put to death immediately.
You should let him finish that. He was about to say something really stupid.
Yes, he was.
Whatever that was about to be gold.
Yeah, definitely. Operation Paperclip. Yeah, anyways. This is not about a German person. This is about an orangutan who was born in Germany, who moved to Buenos Aires.
You said human.
Hang on. I'm getting there. And then ended up in Florida, and this orangutan was granted quote-unquote personhood because a judge in Buenos Aires said that this ape/person was entitled to a reasonable living space for whatever reason. I don't understand this.
Because we're sending that monkey into space, apparently.
Is a Nazi.
Was the judge on DMT?
I don't know. It's Buenos Aires, Argentina, so I possibly.
Dude.
Wait, so it was a Nazi? You said it was a Nazi?
No, dude.
Beforehand?
I'm just drawing the parallels between Nazis and this orangutan.
Oh, I was going to say, because if it was a Nazi-tested orangutan, they could have made it a human being, because those scientists were pretty smart, I'll be honest.
They got us to the moon.
They got us to the damn moon. That's pretty good.
Wow, that could be a really fucked up futuristic Planet of the Apes movie.
So,
our fourth hypothesis. Let's go.
Planet of the Apes movie?
I'm just speculating here, you know.
Possibly. Maybe it's just a
speculated.
Ploy.
Could be.
Jesus Christ.
What's ploy? What does ploy mean?
Ploy? Do I have to?
Fucking kidding. I'm kidding.
Is ploy a chumpcabulary?
Wow. Smithers is on today, and he's still slurring his words, but he can still say
I've had a lot of wine, okay?
Can still pronounce
Smithers in rare form.
words that blow my mind.
You know what I really appreciated, Brick, is that a couple episodes ago, I put it out, and you recognized in the intro how drunk I was.
Pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I was pretty fucked up.
I'm excited for this one. This one's going to be on the edge. Let's go.
I have another one, though. And Mark, this might more appeal to you. Have you been following this story about Robinhood and the investment?
Yes.
Where basically, and Brick, try to keep up with this if you can. Basically, these guys were getting unlimited leverage on these investments that were fucking way uncovered. So help me explain this if I can. Calls and puts are basically options to basically leverage a investment in a stock 1,000,000 times over, either up or down. Mm-hmm. So if you don't actually hold the underlying stock in a call or a put, you can lose infinite amounts of money.
Yes.
Basically, if you're going to use an investment service like Robinhood or something, you have to actually own the stock to buy a put, which is basically the option to sell something. Mm-hmm. But Robinhood had a glitch in their app.
You didn't have to own it?
Oh.
You did not have to own it. And they took a position that was over $1 million, and they leveraged that into they risked like $40,000 to owe over $1.7 million to take that position in AMD, actually, which produces microprocessors. Yeah, for computers and gaming processors and shit like that. So I've been following this meticulously just because I think it's hilarious that Robinhood is just like, we didn't fucking know. And there's nothing you can do about it really, because essentially what was happening is when you were buying these puts, it was putting the cash in your account. So it was looking as though you had it, those actual stocks. So it was what was called a covered call or a covered put, but there was no cover.
You had nothing.
There was no cover.
So they literally Robinhooded you. Like
the liability for it is infinite. You could have owed somebody 10,000 shares of something you could not possibly fucking afford. But then they covered it immediately and they made $1 million.
So there's no way that they had that name and then came up with that scheme and then had it accidentally happen.
Oh no, they knew exactly what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah. That's hilarious. I think I followed that. I think I followed that well explained, and because I'm a freaking full-on idiot and moron, but I'm with you, and that's well done. That's a nice ploy.
I doubt that anybody wants to hear me explain that further because I probably did shit.
Nope, I almost fell asleep after that, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This has been Finance Fun with Smithers.
I thought that you would appreciate it, being a finance guy, and
I didn't know that. Actually, that's crazy. That blows my mind.
He was stunned. He didn't say anything for like 20 minutes.
Professor at Georgetown that is saying like, basically, you exploited a service. You exploited a flaw in a service to make this money, and you owe that money back to that service.
Yeah, I was going to say, how are these?
I would immediately tell that guy to go fuck himself.
What is the impact of this debacle? Is Robinhood going to get fined?
First of all,
Robinhood
needs to immediately fix that hole, which I'm sure that they already have.
I'm talking about fines by.
Secondly, this is not an SEC controlled thing because technically it's not illegal to make an uncovered call or an uncovered put. Mm-hmm. That's not an illegal thing. You can do that. It's just incredibly fucking risky.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like making a bet that will pay out 2,000 to 1.
Yep.
Maybe higher than that.
Yeah.
So technically they've done nothing illegal. It's just they exploited an investment service to do it.
Okay. Wow.
I'm going to stop talking about investing now.
It's like they're taking the money from the rich.
They're taking.
I would like to see a Wolf of Wall Street mixed with the Robinhood kind of conglomerate and see how they kind of hustled the Wolf of Wall Street guys.
Fair. All
I
right.
like the Robinhood app though.
I use it.
Besides this shit, they do. Obviously Robinhood. Their name is because they're trying to simplify investing for people that don't. Well,
Which is a fallacy in and of itself, because obviously they're making money off of people investing.
But still, people are making money. They're making money then 0.05% interest on their savings.
Or people are losing money
because they're being ignorant and stupid. But for the most part, don't they have? I mean, they have funds that mimic some index funds that have seen decent returns. If you were to just shove a bunch of money, sit back, don't be active, and just let it ride out.
Low barrier to entry place to invest your money. No doubt.
People will always be stupid, though.
Yes.
It's like cryptocurrency. We'll get into that on an episode.
You guys should do a bonus episode on fucking finance and then just cut all this. You guys can keep talking. And then I guess you could make that a bonus episode.
Talks about finance.
Smithers and Mark and finance fun. All right.
That still makes me laugh. We're actually here to talk about Dr. Sleep, though, and not your financial predicaments.
Oh, dude, I saw Doctor Strange.
Oh, wow. You're only 3 years behind.
Shit, dude. Time is crazy.
Episode.
All right. So Dr. Sleep, 74% on Rotten Tomatoes as of today, 93% from fans. That is kind of ridiculous. This is adapted, directed, and edited by a guy named Mike Flanagan, who did basically a bunch of low-budget horror flicks like Oculus, Hush, the Ouija movie. They made a movie about a Ouija board. I don't know if you remember that.
Ghosts are real.
I saw a preview for that.
Not real.
It looked terrible.
Break Our Ghosts real.
Yeah, I just have more shine than you.
No, you're just smoking a lot of pot.
Can I tell you a Ouija story real quick?
Please.
Will you listen?
Pontificate while I get a beer.
Okay. Brick, you want to hear a Ouija story? If not, we'll just continue.
Just
pontificate while I get a beer. Okay. I'm kidding. Yeah, I do.
No, we were in high school and I was we were at this girl's house. It was like me, my two, we were with some girls and shit, dude. But it was like me, two buddies, and a couple girls, whatever. And they didn't really know this guy that well and had no idea he even had a dog. But anyways, getting to the story, we're playing with the Ouija board. We're doing it, lights off, candles, all that bullshit, and gently touching the Ouija cursor. I don't know what the fuck you call it. I'll call it
the cursor. Yeah. I guess that is right.
I don't know.
Emphasis on the curse. If you catch my drift. All right, I'll see myself out.
Play on words right there. Yes. So, anyways, he wasn't playing, and we're doing it, and it's spelling out shit, and we're all like, okay, this might be
somebody's moving it.
This is bullshit.
Jeff, you kidding me?
Jeff thought it was bullshit right off the bat.
Obvious.
So the girl that it was this girl's house. She's like, "Yo, Jeff, what I gotta do to prove to you this is real shit?" And Jeff's like, "I don't know." She's like, "Well,
how go suck my dick?"
No, she's like, "Well, does anyone have a pet?" And our guy friend was like, "Yeah, I got a dog." And she's like, "Okay, do you guys know the dog's name?" And we're like, yeah. And she and this girl were literally doing it, and it spelled out Dusty, the dog's name. I wasn't touching it. They were just doing it. They had no idea this dude even had a dog.
Everybody always says that they weren't doing it. Somebody was always doing it.
Who was doing it? That knew the name. Who knew the name?
Somebody knew.
Yeah, Smithers, that's definitely the mystery there. You're just a non-believer, and you just don't have any
ghosts aren't real.
Shine at all.
Ghosts aren't real.
By the way,
I've said that ghosts aren't real enough that if there were real ghosts, they would have come and haunted the fuck out of me by now.
That's not true. They wouldn't waste their time. You haunt real people and ghosts away with your face naturally. Hey, do you need some help, ma'am? No. Oh my God.
Fair. Anyways, back to Dr. Sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So everybody knows this is a sequel to The Shining by Stephen King. The original book was by Stephen King. The original movie was done by Stanley Kubrick. Mark is going to try and tell you that he's an expert on the original movie, even though he's not. He just saw it for the first time this week.
I was deep into Reddit and Variety articles and other things.
I originally, when I saw this coming, I thought it's really super weird to make a sequel 40 years later. Then I realized that the book was published in 2013. So the Dr. Sleep book was actually published 40 years later.
I guess that makes sense. Well, what about It Chapter 2? Isn't that kind of the same thing?
I don't think that they waited 40 years. Also, I don't know that because I don't really read Stephen King books.
Neither do I.
Is anybody else just kind of sick of Stephen King?
I don't know. He's so creepy looking, though. Like every time I'm like, why do you got to talk about the movie in an article and post a picture of Stephen King? Just leave his face out of it. Like, I don't need to see his face. Every time I open up an article, it's got his face on it. And I'm just like, goo. Why do I need to see his face?
30 years of doing blow will do that to you.
Dude, holy fuck. Fuck shits.
He's done enough cocaine to kill an elephant, and I'm pretty sure of that.
You know his son writes comics, Joe Hill.
His son wrote books and now writes comics. Yes,
because he's like, this shit is way better.
Well, he wrote under a pseudonym because he didn't want people to look at his work and be like, oh, this is Stephen King's son.
Did you know that, Brick? That's actually a fun fact. We'll do a lot of fun facts, by the way.
Will we?
I like that. I like that.
Did you hear anything we said, Brick?
He's not paying attention.
Yeah, he does comics now.
He's a guy.
His son.
Okay, great. Cool.
I will always say that The Simpsons did The Shining better than Stanley Kubrick did. I made you watch that episode earlier tonight.
It's good.
Tell me you disagree with me.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
They did it well. Very well.
So before we get into the actual sequel, please give me your thoughts on The Shining.
Okay. I had a huge issue with Shelley Duvall.
Okay. I find that very offensive, but sure.
Why?
We've had this conversation before, obviously, but basically you're trying to say that Shelley Duvall was not good in that movie, and Stanley Kubrick basically tried to kill her.
Okay. Well, regardless of what happened behind the scenes, I was bothered by her acting. I didn't believe it, and I don't know. It just her fearful and disturbed screams were not selling it for me. So I don't know. It doesn't hold up. A movie from the 80s does not hold up nowadays, acting wise, technology wise, whatever. I get it. There were some other things before I even read into articles on why Stephen King had a problem with it. Just right off the bat, I mean, Jack Nicholson, yeah, he's creepy looking, but that doesn't necessarily mean he needs to be a creeper initially when the movie starts, and he was.
Sure. So Stephen King's major problem, not the only problem, but the major problem with the film adaptation was that Jack Nicholson's character was not relatable at all. His quote was something along the lines of, he started off as a jerk and ended up as a psychopath. Mm-hmm. So in the book, apparently, and I've never read them, so I can't really speak to it, but apparently he was more of a sympathetic character. He was an alcoholic, and he tried to get away from that, and you at some point empathize with him, and that makes it more relatable.
So
that said, Stephen King's books are very, I don't know, they wind around and around and around. They tell the same story over and over again.
Yeah,
I can understand why Stanley Kubrick wouldn't want to do that story directly.
I agree. I don't think you need to make a movie and make everything the exact same as it was in the book. But I just think it would have been more suspenseful if from the start Jack Nicholson's character was just a normal acting dude, and he wasn't.
I agree.
You knew there was something fucked up with him, and when he turned, I guess you'll call it when he turned, I wasn't surprised, and it didn't bother me as much as it would have if I felt a little bit something for him from the get-go.
That's fair. Brick, you claim to have seen The Shining.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
That's it. Let's talk about the acting in this movie. We've got Ewan McGregor, who is Danny Torrance, basically the little kid who was in The Shining in the first place. Ewan McGregor, such a badass. I would watch him.
I love him. He's fantastic. I thought the acting in this movie was very awesome. I thought it was very well done. I thought that was one of the strengths. And also, I'm not sure how I feel about an actor choice later on, which we'll get to later. And then I just thought the score for the movie was eerie and creepy, and I thought they did a great job with a lot of the callbacks. Like, I haven't seen the movie in years, and I still recognized a lot of like the signature scenes and everything that kind of happens. So I thought, after hearing you talk about Stephen King's vision and how the dad's supposed to be the sympathetic character and he was an alcoholic and he's trying to stay away from it, kind of lended itself to the remake, which was this Doctor Strange kind of taking on that entire role as the kind of the child who is supposed to be this Jack character in the beginning.
You call him Doctor Strange, but that's okay.
That's right. I saw Doctor Strange. I forgot.
I get what you're saying. I thought that the score, actually, the heartbeat got really fucking old.
Yeah.
It was the opposite of Dunkirk, when Nolan did Dunkirk, where it was like the ticking time clock, like that. It raised the tension in that. In this case, it was just like, okay, shut up. I'm trying to actually get into what's going on in the movie. I would like to just feel what's going on without having a heartbeat beating in the background.
Right. I thought they stopped that right when they got back into the hotel, though. It went pure silence, and all you really heard were the footsteps, the wind, the light fixtures. But the heartbeat was prevalent, obviously, throughout the entire movie. But then they also, like, coming up the mountain when you first see the hotel, and they kind of come in with a big orchestra. I just found the score. I thought the score to be really interesting and kind of brought me back into kind of those old school 80s vibes or whatever, 70s actually.
In the second half of the third act, they do switch it to the actual original score from The Shining.
Yes.
That's fine. It's just the heartbeat was too much for me. Let's keep talking about the actors, though.
I thought they did a nice service to the original actors or characters, as you'll call it, from The Shining.
Well, we kind of argued about this earlier because you hate Shelley Duvall for whatever reason.
Yeah, I like that they didn't de-age him and CGI the fuck out of him.
I agree with you in this.
They just put in new actors.
Yeah.
And
people who looked like the originals, kind of.
Yeah, and it didn't bother me, and it actually kind of made sense. This whole Shining and this whole universe is based off of what is real, what isn't, what's going on. My brain is fucking lizard brained right now.
And memories. It's a lot of memories, and you obviously remember people as their best self, or at least the mother, or, you kind of remember them in your kind of purest form. Kind of makes sense in that regard. I thought they did a really good job with, like, the actors and actresses looked like each other. They did a good job matching that.
You mean like the replacement for Shelley Duvall, like Danny's mom?
Yeah, and Jack.
Yeah, kind of. I
thought he could have been better. I thought that was my one casting thing that I thought could have been better.
Yeah.
But I think they chose a specific scene with him and didn't have him as much in the movie as other characters, like Benjamin Sherman, who was Dick. Because, I mean, it's hard to step up or at least meet Jack Nicholson's performance.
Yes.
In that
Absolutely. Less is more.
Even though they tried.
The scene was powerful enough.
Yeah. They tried really hard to recreate a lot of his scenes, and it did not work very well. Let's talk about some of the actors, though. Rebecca Ferguson, who is Rose the Hat. Is that the lamest name ever?
Okay, first of all, one of my biggest issues with this movie is if I see you with that hat, I usually don't call the cops, but I'm calling the cops. That hat is fucking Jack the Ripper, get the fuck out of my town type shit. Like, you're fucked up if you're walking the streets with that hat. I'm sorry.
Isn't
if
it
you
like
have
a
that
top hat?
Fucking destroy it. Burn it.
I thought she was a broke-ass Sandra Bullock.
That's fine, but that hat is just... Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Wow. Hot take alert. Brick, what do you think?
I thought she was fine. I didn't think she was anything spectacular, but I didn't think she was terrible by any means. I mean, she was a somewhat convincing villain, but then she didn't blow me away by any means, though.
My biggest problem with all the villains in this film is that, and this is a Stephen King thing, all of them, when they do anything, he has to make it seem sexual. Like when they're breathing in the mist, they have to seem like they're in an orgy where they're like, like you don't have to do that. Not everything is sexual.
I need to breathe your steam.
When they were murdering a little kid, they're like, ooh, like that's another Stephen King thing where a little kid has to die or get molested or something. Like I don't fucking need that.
Yeah, so eating children's souls to keep youth.
Maybe his pinky finger in a lot of this movie.
Okay, really, you had to take it there.
What? The oldest. I love how he has to look all the way across to see what I'm doing.
Look at you, Brick, and just be like, "Is this okay? Can I say this?"
You have my approval. This is me nodding my head in approval, obviously.
We also had Cliff Curtis in this movie, who is the guy from The Meg and Fear the Walking Dead. He plays Billy. He was
Billy,
I guess. And also,
I loved Billy. I thought he was a great character.
He just didn't get the explanation or backstory or anything else that we needed, I guess.
I didn't need anything. I have in my notes just in here, just like Billy. And then I just have afterwards.
That sounds like very coherent notes. Let's hold on to that for spoilers. And also we had a new actress, Kylie Curran, aka Abra Stone, aka the most facepalm character name ever.
Mm-hmm. I liked it.
Talking about magic the entire time, and her name is Abra.
Exactly. I liked how she was able to spin The Shining into her own actual positive thing. While he's fighting all these monsters, she had a reason to make these powers like in a positive way. So I think it's a good spin zone on how you could take in these The Shining, if you will.
Rick. I feel like he doesn't even realize this is a pseudo ironic name.
Didn't she make a joke about abracadabra in the movie?
Yes. It was terrible.
I loved it.
Oh my God. It's so fucking ham-fisted. What are you talking about? It's so dumb.
All right, let's move on. I think
all of it. I loved her as a character. She was great.
I think she did.
How do you think she did as an actress?
She was great. She was fine. I feel great. She has a great future.
Yeah, and that makes her name better too. It doesn't make her have a lame name. She was a good actress and she did a good job. It built throughout the story. It added to it. It added to it. Yeah, it was lame to start out. Abracadabra, this is super cheesy. And then she actually built a character and she became a badass. And then you're like, oh yeah, Abra, she's actually dope. Then I thought I liked this sweet Pokemon too. Abra's a dope Pokemon. You kidding me? Abracadabra, Alakazam? Let's go.
Abra, then Kadabra, then Alakazam.
That's what I said. Abracadabra.
Idiot.
Alakazam.
Speaking of stupid.
Whatever, dude.
Rose the Hat's hat was stupid.
We talked about this.
I know.
I fucking hate that hat.
I just had to reiterate.
I hate people that even think about wearing that hat.
The names that they give, like all of the villains, like
Crow, the Panther, the Rabies. I don't know.
The Crow.
They were lame names.
I know this is a Stephen King book, but it's just. Are we done with Stephen King yet?
I've been done with Stephen King. Dark Tower, didn't even see it.
I don't know.
One of the other, like It Chapter 2, it was good. This was actually good. I liked this a lot, actually.
I think this was better than It Chapter 2, in my opinion.
It was.
This was. I agree. This was better than. This was much better than It Chapter 2, honestly. But like, I'm super done with Stephen King. I've been done with Stephen King.
This has been the best Stephen King movie in the last 4 years.
I don't know if this was better than It Chapter 1.
Was It Chapter 1 4 years ago? I don't think it was either.
It was like 3 years ago.
Okay. I don't think it was better than It Chapter 1, but it was better than It Chapter 2 and that fucking Netflix movie about the grass talking.
Gerald's Game.
Whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Which also was directed by the same guy. This was better than all of those. It's in close contention with It Chapter 1.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
I agree.
They're very different movies, which I appreciate. And also, I had zero expectations for this.
I could not. I was pissed going into it. I was like, I have to leave work early and then go see this movie and then come directly here without eating food or doing anything. I was like pissed. But then I went there and I was like, I enjoyed it. I was thoroughly happy afterwards.
So it kind of blew you away, right?
Yeah, I was especially after I know what The Shining is. I knew kind of what you were talking about with the actor and what Jack Nicholson kind of brought to the table. But it was really good. I loved it.
I thought it was going to be that super cheesy dark magic shit. I mean, in the trailer, you see the glowing eyes and all that crap. And I was,
and it was long.
I wasn't right off the bat. I wasn't into it. And then I saw it and I was surprised at how much I actually liked it.
I'm going to say see this in the theater because it was absolutely worth it. So,
I'll see it as well.
God damn it. I'm seeing see it as well. This is a trio. We should give this one an award. If we all three agree on it, they should give it an award.
Considering how often we disagree on like the pettiest shit.
Oh yeah.
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 And we should make it a thing to like fully disagree often, usually. But this was, I think we can make it an award. It's not a chump. Like what do we go here? A chump approved?
Yeah, let's.
No, we'll workshop it. Maybe we ask the Discord, our loyal Discord.
But I am going to throw this spoiler warning up on the video just in case. I guess from here on out, we'll just talk about some random shit that we spoil.
All right,
Mark, as an expert of The Shining,
hit me with it.
The second half of the third act is basically a shot-for-shot remake.
Mm-hmm. Explain what happens.
No, you don't have to explain what happens. Just like, was it okay?
Was it okay? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like especially the writer room scenes where they gradually in the background after every cutscene we're adding more and more furniture. I actually thought they were going to do a callback to in The Shining. One of the big cool things that
paying Kubrick homage to.
Yeah, Kubrick does is he places a teddy bear where Dick gets fucking axed in the chest.
Yep.
And that's where he dies. There's a teddy bear in one of the early scenes in the movie, and then that's exactly where Dick dies. There was a bear rug in the writer's room, and I thought some main character, wasn't sure who, but I thought somebody was going to die in that place. Didn't happen. But I think they did do some very nicely shot callbacks. The ending actually surprised me. I think you kind of saw that coming. I didn't, with the whole coffins opening up.
Yes. I mean,
I kind of forgot about that.
They really, I feel as though they shoehorned a lot of things into this. It was 2.5 hours long. So if I have one gripe about the movie is that it was way too long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about him talking to the people where he's an orderly in the nursing home. I don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I kind of care about him talking to Carl, the chef from the original. So like he's in his brain, he can still talk to the guy that originally told Danny that he has the shining. He has the shine.
You say Carl, his name is Dick.
Sorry, the actor's name is Carl.
Yeah.
I was looking that up earlier. His name is Dick. His Dick, like Dick Olaran or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. The actor's name is Carl. You totally derailed me there. Fuck, what was I saying?
That is actually one thing that bothered me about The Shining, and I didn't get to mention that. One of my main issues with the story is how Dick died. How they built him up as this character who reveals to Danny how he has the shine and everything, and you're loving this character, and you think he's going to play a bigger role in the third act, when realistically, right when he gets there, he gets axed in the chest.
That's the entire joke in The Simpsons. When Willie keeps showing up and keeps getting axed immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the joke.
I didn't catch that, but
okay.
That really bothered me. Do you not agree with me? Do you think that was actually a good way to play his demise in the whole fucking movie?
It's not necessarily like, okay, would it have been less obvious had he shown up originally and told Danny that he had the shine and then came back and saved the day immediately?
I'm not saying save the day, but give him at least 3 minutes in the hotel, the Overlook, before you kill him.
I don't know. It's storytelling.
All right, whatever.
Talk to Stephen King about it.
Okay.
So I personally liked when Ewan McGregor actually was in the nursing home, kind of telling people, he had his comeuppance in terms of overcoming alcoholism and being like a piece of shit. Like it showed his character early on that he was going to basically rob this single parent after he just banged her up with cocaine. Like he was a piece of shit, and now he kind of evolved into the person that he became, like kind of whiffing these old people to their, final demise. But from there, I wish, rather than having Billy have that whole scene where he kind of kills himself and they kill like a majority of the cast in the forest, I had, before that they kind of met up, I wanted all of those people to get basically killed by the hotel themselves. So I would wish that steam was kind of extended and all of the monsters in the hotel kind of consumed all of the, like the beings that they kind of became. I wish there was more hotel action is what I'm saying. But to counter that, I don't think Billy's death would have been as impactful because I liked Billy. I thought he was a great character. I thought his death actually rang true to me. But again, I think I would have rather had more death in the hotel.
I agree that Billy was a good character. I also knew basically like 5 minutes into seeing him, like this guy's not going to make it to the end.
Yeah.
So that was kind of upsetting. The way that he died was, I guess, somewhat satisfying, which is hard to say because he's kind of
up. Get away from the.
I mean, Ewan McGregor was literally like, get out of here, go away, and he just wouldn't listen.
He was just shoved into it. He didn't know. He just unburied a dead boy and was like, all right, where the fuck do we go now? And the lady was like, shoot yourself. And he had no idea. He was definitely out of his element.
I did like the idea of different types of these people who have different powers. Like they call her a pusher. Other ones are, like they can just pull different memories and stuff. How useful would Ewan McGregor be every time you lose your keys or something? That is
oh my God.
Superpower. I would be like, yo, Ewan McGregor, where the fuck did I leave my wallet?
I'm the opposite of Ewan McGregor. I lose everything. I'm like, fuck, I had it here, but I always have it here. Fuck. And then I just lose my mind.
Ewan McGregor, where did I leave this inhaler that I need to live?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I was literally taking notes the entire time I was watching this movie. Most of this doesn't make any sense, but there are some standouts. Like, for example, not everything needs to resemble an orgy, Stephen King. Because that's what it was every time they pulled the steam out of a dead body.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go through my notes are just, we should have like a bonus section of just our notes because they could be ridiculous.
A fucking disaster.
My first one, first of all, my title is Doctor Strange because I'm an idiot.
Criminy.
And then first thing is big wheels are dope because the little kid was driving it on a big wheel.
And that is Danny in the 1980s. All right. I also let's talk about the second half of the third act, which was basically the Overlook Hotel. And it's basically like, hey, do you remember this and this? And do you remember this and this and this and this? Like there are scenes where Rose the Hat is walking up the stairs and she's like wiggling her fingers the same way that Jack Nicholson did.
Yeah.
It's the way that they interjected those scenes from the original Shining. That was where you crossed the line for me. Like I feel as though if you're watching this movie, you've seen the original Shining.
You use the scenery and the fucked up type of shots that they would use, and you pay homage to it through doing it like that, but
I don't need an actual replay.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think they definitely fucked up by not having Ewan McGregor at the end when she's like, the little girl's like, do you know where you are right now? Like threatening her, and she had no idea what was going on. Yeah. I wanted him to just be like, you're in my house now. That would have been
like in his brain.
You wanted an Arnold Schwarzenegger, just like one-liner.
Because
you're in my house now. Slits her little calf or whatever she was doing.
Bringing her to his home stadium.
No, I get it.
Would have been sick. Man.
I understand. I don't agree with it.
I just don't agree with
it. What wanted to happen in that scene?
I don't know. I'm glad that Danny dies. Like I think that makes sense in the grand scheme of things.
Yep.
His setup where he goes into the boiler room and like makes it so that nobody's gonna make it out.
Game over, baby.
Comes with how the fuck does Abra get out of there? Like, how does she just get home?
So that's one of my one problems.
Nobody asks who killed your dad. Like, there's no investigation there. Like, what?
Yeah. One thing, her run. It's like, yo, I mean, I get it that you're a super being, but like, you don't got to jog out the building. Like, where's the hustle? You know, she was just like, oh, it's a burning building. Let me just get a little jog to the water fountain over here.
Did you
I was like,
how Dan,
we're off the building.
when he was getting that job, how they reused the Impossible Room?
No,
You didn't like that?
I did not like that.
Why?
It just tell your own story. Like, and I get that it's a sequel. I just
Make a similar room that's in the middle of the building with a window type thing. Would that have made you more happy?
I guess probably.
Okay. I guess that's kind of fair.
I
I
understand-
like that they use those tricks, you know, that Kubrick would do.
But I had the same thought when Ewan McGregor sees the bartender and it's supposed to look like Jack Nicholson, but he doesn't really look like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, well, that's the whole
He
thing.
doesn't really look like Jack Nicholson.
Looked like
he's got the same shitty hair and then the same kind of shitty accent. I don't know.
Jack Nicholson.
No, that would have been crazy though if he was in there. Yeah.
What the fuck is Jack Nicholson doing other than going to Knicks games where they lose?
But then my whole point, I didn't want
I'm saying I wanted him in there.
original
oh, he
characters.
was at a Lakers game, doesn't he?
I don't
Doesn't
want.
matter.
I don't want them to de-age all the original.
No, I agree. Show me old ass Jack Nicholson.
that doesn't make sense though.
Why?
No, I think you could. Okay, so
Ghost.
Ghosts
Hey.
don't age. Don't you know anything about ghosts?
Ghosts aren't real.
Oh my god.
okay, well, first, okay, well, let's different conversation. We'll table the ghosts. Ghosts are real, but the difference is Jack Nicholson is the face of The Shining. Literally, the poster is his fucking face in a door. Like
Asshole through
that's
the
who I want to
door.
see. I don't care about the other
Johnny.
three.
What's your point?
I don't care about the other three. Like I'm happy they switched those. Give me the DH Jack Nicholson. I'm actually in for that.
I don't even think you need to de-age him.
Did you like that Abra's house address was 1980?
I didn't give a shit.
You didn't even notice it. Just admit you didn't notice it.
No, I didn't notice it. Why would I
I'm the
notice
expert
that?
here. You don't notice those kind of things.
You're the expert.
Smithers, listen to the expert. Listen to the expert.
Listen to the expert. I'm deferring.
Didn't he kind of act like he knew it was there though when I asked him that?
Yeah, he did. Like a full know-it-all.
that?
Yeah, I didn't care about it.
Like he fucked up the audio and he had to click something and then he's like, I don't even know what happened. I'm just like, well, it probably
should
was what
start-
clicked.
No.
Yeah, we should start delaying these more. You can tell Smithers is getting a little bit too drunk. Look at Remy. Look at Remy. Remy has slowly moved his entire body onto Smithers' lap progressively over this hour and a
He's
half.
been doing the Kubrick tricks every time. Remy is just a little bit more on your lap and a little bit cuter and a little bit sleepier. Anything else though?
Are we done talking about this movie?
I don't know. Do you have any? What's in your notes? Any other fun facts?
That Rose the hat was stupid.
I know. I told you how much that bothered me.
How many girls are we going to see at C2E2 that are dressed like
I
that?
swear to God, I'll call them out. I will call them out.
Will you?
I will. I swear to God.
Okay.
Promise.
I had in my notes just because. Okay, so at the beginning of every movie, I'm like, I'm going to take super
Diligent,
detailed notes the entire time, and I never do. But at the beginning of the movie, young Danny gets his socks wet. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's the most terrifying thing. Is getting your socks wet.
Socks wet. Oh my God.
It's like
Wet socks
the goo
suck. I
spreading
agree.
your socks.
Makes me feel gross.
Worst fucking thing ever.
Oh my God.
By the way, bonus content at the end of this, I'm going to read my entire list. I won't make you guys sit through this, but I'll just add it to the end of my audio. I'm just going to read my list of notes because it is ridiculous. I'm going to read them verbatim to how I typed them in here, and they are so bad.
Okay, go ahead.
Can't wait.
I'm waiting for the end of the show.
Oh, okay.
It's
Anyway,
gonna be like a bonus thing later on. Little teaser.
Now-
Bonus notes.
because
from
we're
a
talking about
psychopath.
notes, the girl I was sitting next to actually she was the most hardcore Shining, now Dr. Sleep fan of all time. She had a notebook and a pen on her little table at the dine-in theater. And the cover of the notebook said whatever that phrase is, all work, no play, make
Jack
a dull boy. Yeah, it said that on the cover, and she literally every time like something happened or maybe something in the background happened, she would write it down. And I'm just like,
that's a murderer.
yeah.
You should have run.
And then I looked at her. She wasn't wearing a hat. And then I just was watching the movie, looked at her again. She had that dumbass, weird Jack the Ripper hat on. Oh.
Yeah, I had a shitty couple next to me, too. I will get into it in my notes section.
I'm not saying she was shitty. It was just a little...
I still
creepy.
really had a problem with the way they ended this movie, where Abra is just like outside of the hotel.
Everything was fine.
She gets away. Everything's fine. Nobody asks how her dad got murdered.
Mm-hmm.
She gets home, fucking, 12 hours away.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, little girl, did you burn this hotel down?
Yeah, I'm the only one here, but no, I definitely didn't burn this hotel down.
They needed another 30 minutes to wrap it up is what you were saying.
No, they didn't, because this was already 2.5 hours long. It just, I don't know. It just didn't make sense the way that they wrapped it up, and I'm trying not to be pissed about it. Whatever. Let's talk about our recommendations for the week. Brick, do you want to go first?
Let's do the Outer Worlds. I'm kind of interested to hear what you think about the Outer Worlds. I'm getting up because of daylight saving time. I've been getting up at 6 a.m. just because naturally, and then streaming like 2 hours of just the Outer Worlds. It's fun to play. I'm really enjoying it. The conversations don't seem like they're stale or like useless. A lot of them actually do help you, and it's interesting. It's well done, good character design, and I think the combat's actually fun. It's helping me get used to my playing keyboard and mouse, actually. So I'm going to be using a controller now, or no longer use a controller. I'm a mouse and key guy from now on. Wow, it evolved, even with my broken pinkies. But Outer Worlds, you can get it on Xbox and PC. If you get the Xbox Game Pass, you can get it for $1 for a month, I think. Was that true, Smithers? Because I know you just got the game, right?
I have no clue because I'm playing it on PlayStation 4.
Oh, you can play it. It's on PS4 too?
It is.
Oh, okay. It's on all consoles then. Just get it. It's dope.
That's where I'm playing it. I'm about 2 hours in, maybe. I still have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm guessing that that's going to become more clear as I go along. Basically, you are a person who was in cryo sleep for too long, and a crazy old doctor pulls you out of your cryo sleep.
He's basically the doctor from Back to the Future.
And you can't really tell who's good or bad, and you're on these outer colonies, and it's interesting. It's got a good plot. I just don't know how the gameplay is yet. It's an RPG, so you're kind of bouncing back and forth between like, you gather everything you can. Can I make this into a weapon? Do I need this, or should I just fucking ignore all of the shit that I can pick up? And
then later on, you'll find that there's different colonies that your actions, you have to choose like either or, and you kind of help certain people, hurt certain people, and those actions really depend who's helping you in the game, like moving forward. I need to play this game again. It's got a great concept in terms of it's people getting overworked, and they're joking about, hey, if I get 2 promotions away from being able to get a bathroom break during my work day, and like colonies who are just like poor people who just were like, fuck working. They're just hippies. God. So it's a good concept. It's fun to play. It's a rare good RPG. Obsidian made it, who made like the Fallout New Vegas, which was like the one really standout game. But anyway, that's my recommendation.
All right, Mark, what do you recommend this week?
It's a limited short 5-episode series by the genius Russian director, producer of one of the best animated series. His name is
Genndy
Tartakovsky.
Oh my God, I knew it.
Is that his whole name? Did he change his name to that? Like the Christian genius billionaire Kanye West?
So good. I thought it was great. I was always obsessed with Samurai Jack growing up because it was like that. I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z, but this was the other show I really got into late night.
And if you don't know Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab was Genndy Tartakovsky.
Yeah. But he's a genius. He gets all the perfect animators and colorists. Everyone is just perfect the way they put together these shows with him, and it's his vision, obviously. But the show is called Primal. It's about a
caveman.
A caveman, yeah, and basically just goes into the struggle of being a caveman. That's all I'll say. But it's really cool. There's obviously
Is it kind of like that movie with Brendan Fraser?
exactly it's just like that. No,
it's not.
His
at
big
all.
thing is really limiting any dialogue, or I mean, there's a bunch of sounds, but yeah, there's really no dialogue in this whole show. But it's awesome. It's
Sounds lit.
I've heard
great.
good things.
It's visually satisfying.
Well, it's getting
Pleasing?
Tartakovsky, so yeah.
Yeah.
Brick, I did finally finish Living with Yourself, which is incredibly fucking depressing. I don't know why you recommended this to me in the first place. You kind of just realize that as you go along in life, you're becoming a bigger and bigger piece of shit.
Yeah. I took it in terms of it's the Rick and Morty, you cleanse yourself episode. Right?
Combination of that and also that you are becoming a bigger piece of shit every day.
Yeah.
So, I got that. And also, speaking of which, Rick and Morty is back Sunday.
Let's
night.
go.
Yeah.
Season 4 starts Sunday night at 10 p.m., I believe.
10:30, I think.
Okay.
It's a 30. I know that.
So it's back. The reviews are out and it's early. So,
They're saying it's pretty fucked up.
yeah, but it should
Good.
be. And also, don't listen to reviews unless it's us because we know everything.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. True.
I don't know. That's
Pump for
all I
that, though.
really
Rick
got.
and Morty, baby. It's back. Can't believe it.
Anything else before we wrap this up? Great. Didn't think so.
Nope.
Thanks, as always, for listening to episode 168 of the Chumpcast. You can always find us on all social media at the Chumpcast. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. As always, you can call or text us at 847-920-6107. My dog is coming right now to, I guess, molest Mark. Until next time.
I also really want to give a quick shout out. We haven't in a while. Want to thank all of our Patreon followers because you guys have actually helped us with the production of the show and getting a camera
Huge.
and being able to put together all these live streams and everything. And you guys obviously have really
Doing that from remote, too. Huge.
yeah, with supporting the show through Patreon. So thank you to all of our loyal Patreons.
Oh, and now we have a Comic Sans shirt.
We do.
Yeah, Zora.
If you're not in our Discord, DM us on IG and get in our Discord.
Join it.
Because we have some awesome chat rooms. We have a good variety of people with different views and different things they bring to the table and interests. And it's just overall fun conversations. And we have a bunch of chat rooms going over comics, TV, movies, cute puppy photos, anything you could think of. We're just
Mark's
bringing it
butt.
up in the chat. Yeah, my butt, whatever. But yeah, our Discord, if you want to join and you like nerdy shit, just hit us up on IG or Twitter or whatever, and we'll get you in there. But that's all I got.
All right. Until next time.
Jumps out, motherfucker.
Hey.